Yeah, let's start.
Yeah, so we are live now. So, guys, welcome to Inspiring Entrepreneur Show. Today, I'm introducing Mayur Vyas, who is a LinkedIn expert, LinkedIn growth expert. And my name is Sagar. I'm your host. So, Mayur is like one of like top marketer who has like 11 years of experience in this B2B segment, and today he is going to enlighten us to understand like LinkedIn marketing, like what is the secret strategy you can use it for your business and get B2B leads. So I would like to invite Mayur and thank you so much for coming to our show. And please, show us some, enlighten us with your knowledge, and please, whatever you have with us, please share.
Thank you, Sagar. Thank you for having me in this show. I've been reading about this show a lot, and I'm sure people who are going to join us today will definitely have a bigger insights to know that how lead generation and marketing that happens on B2B space and how things will fall in place for them if they will actually use these strategies. So let me give you a quick understanding that what am I been doing over these years and
Yes.
how things have shaped up for me. But before that, let me just share my screen with you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you guys see my screen?
Mm. Yeah, it is. It is there.
Oh, that's wonderful. So, as I told you, I have born and
So
brought up
just
in.
before 1 minute. So guys, those who are watching, please comment hashtag live and confirm that if you're watching the screen, so that we can go ahead.
Can we see
Yeah,
some
it is perfectly.
problem? Like, are you able
Now it is. Now it is not your PPT. You can, I think,
one sec?
close that
Can you
window.
just see?
Yeah, yeah, it is now. If you can just
All right.
zoom
So just
in so
ask
that
the
it will.
person if you are able to see it or not. Okay. Shall we move
Yeah,
ahead?
perfect. Yeah,
Perfect.
we
Perfect.
can, we
So,
can. Perfect.
just give you a quick understanding that what exactly I have been doing. I was born and brought up in
Correct.
Nagpur. It's really
Mm-hmm.
kind of small town 30 years back in Maharashtra. It is basically a second capital of Maharashtra. Now it has become a metro city. They have now these days a lot of metro things out there. So I was born and brought up in Nagpur. I did my entire schooling and education and everything from Nagpur. And then I got an opportunity to work with IBM. That was in Pune. So I spent a couple of years with IBM in Pune. So I was handling a lot of US based. So I was into technical support. And then to some odd reason, I have to move back to Nagpur, and over there there was absolute no that kind of an opportunity when I was in IBM. So I take a complete shift in my career. So I started working as a content writer for a US based dating website, and from there my career took an 360-degree turn from a complete technical background of supporting system engineers, servers to writing marketing content. And this transition has happened very, very normally because then I was looking forward to an opportunity in Nagpur to at least start somewhere my career back again when I left time. And then it was a freelancing stint. So I was writing a lot of content for my US based client. And from there, from content to SEO to social media, over a period of time, I actually went ahead and created different skill sets under digital marketing, if you like to see that. Till 2015 majorly I was serving a lot of US based Australian clients from 2015. Since digital inception has started in India, if you see 2014's Modi's
Yes.
campaign was purely on digital. And that
Yes.
time, India has took a complete shift from a traditional marketing to India has started tasting how digital marketing looks like. And I got a lot of leads, inbound inquiries from various sources. From it will be a referral, it will be a known people, and from there I started working with a lot of Indian clients. Over these years, the good part about it, I have been a speaker at various forums. I was a part of BNI group for almost 2 years. I was a part of Rotary Group. I actually did a lot of seminars with CII. I did a lot of workshops with them. I used to conduct my own sessions. If you see this, it's been like a 2018 and 19 were completely 2 years when I took an entire offline sessions. If you see this picture over here, this is full of entrepreneurs.
Yeah,
Like you can see all this. So this is what I have been doing from past almost like 3 years now, training entrepreneurs, then helping them to how to leverage digital, and especially in the B2B segments. But that has been my major area of work, because I help businesses to how to get business. That's a simple strategy I teach them.
great, great. Yeah.
I have a family. This is my family. We were in Kerala a couple of years back, and this is basically a lakeside view. This is what it is. It's been 1.5 year. Then I started running as a marathon. So I'm a marathon runner. I finished my two
Great.
10Ks last year, and I'm preparing for 21K. Hope this time marathon happens and COVID doesn't make any impact in marathon, because the marathon normally happens in the month of February and March and Jan. So I'm sure we'll be in a good position. So you can always follow me on these hashtags. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram. You can follow these hashtags like Mayur Vyas 23 is on Facebook and Mayur Vyas Digital on Instagram. This is in a nutshell. What we are going to learn in this next 30 minutes is we're going to understand that how B2B marketing works. That's fundamental that I'm going to share with you. That's what I understood. And how
Great.
B2B marketing actually resonates into revenue, because that's the ultimate goal of any business owner. It's just not marketing, how
Correct.
this actually resonates into your revenue. This is very, very important. So hope we are on the same page right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Great,
Uh,
great. Yeah, you would like to add something, Sagar, over here?
no, no, no. You can carry on, carry on.
Great. So, first and foremost thing is, I have been doing B2B sales or institutional sales from almost like 11 plus years now, because I have been selling my services or digital marketing services. I have been training a lot of entrepreneurs to how to go on digital, how to find the right leads and convert them into sales over these years. One of the major platform which I have used over the period of time to specially work on a B2B segment is LinkedIn. The reason why
LinkedIn.
I emphasize much on LinkedIn is because it gives you amazing opportunities. If I have to quickly share some of the stats with you that how LinkedIn is helping B2B owners, this is a very, very quick thing that I can share with you. I
Sure,
normally
sure.
use a one liner for LinkedIn is basically LinkedIn is where professionals hang out. So you do not get a ready pool of professionals and entrepreneurs on any other platform apart from LinkedIn. There are very
I agree.
interesting stats. There are very few interesting stats that people focuses on. Is one is you have 670 million plus professionals on LinkedIn. That's huge number. And
Huge.
recently, LinkedIn has also shared one number that their target of 2023 is 3 billion. So that's huge number. So they're eyeing huge number now. That's why you see LinkedIn has started adding a lot of new features. Their UI UX has absolutely changed on the mobile as well as on web. So now LinkedIn is taking that kind of stance where they want you to use the LinkedIn as a business casual friend. So they're not saying that they're all professional network. They're saying it's a business casual network. So you can always share business. You can always share your personal thing as well. That's why you started seeing a lot of people putting their personal thoughts as well.
Correct.
One of the great stat, which again is 44% of the LinkedIn users earn 75K USD a year. Oh, that's a huge number. That means you see that the kind of people you are hanging out with on LinkedIn have a high
Correct.
net worth.
High
They
net
have
worth. High.
they have money. Apart from this is very, very important. What is happening these days is millennials are taking over the businesses. You know, all new age entrepreneurs are millennials. 57% of them are millennials. That means they're decision makers. So if you want to reach out to the right people and the decision maker, LinkedIn is undoubtedly a platform that you
Correct.
cannot afford to miss.
Correct.
That's a nutshell. That's where LinkedIn comes into the picture. But what I want to do is I want to get a one step before LinkedIn. Because what happens is
Mhm.
most of the B2B players, what happens, Sagar, is there are major players do not understand that the kind of product they are selling or kind of service they are selling, whom to sell. So what we are going to see in today's session is a layers of B2B lead generation and sales, not just how it is going to happen, but we'll take a deep down approach that how billing, how actually lead generation happens on various platforms, especially on LinkedIn, and what is the lead criteria and all that. But before we dive into this, this is where I always tell all of my clients that you need to identify your niche. If you're not able
That is
to
very
identify
much important.
your
Yeah.
niche, then you're targeting to lot of people whom might not be buying from you, but they're just coming and seeing your services. So when you say niche, it's what's your talent, what's your passion, and what's the market. So even if let's say someone says that I'm a digital marketer, I love writing content, that's my passion, and I'm targeting B2B. So B2B is a huge space, guys. You need to first understand that in B2B, whom are you targeting? Are you targeting SMEs? Are you targeting small business owners? Are you targeting corporates? That's one level of market sanitization. The second level of market sanitization could be that are you looking forward to a logistic companies? If the logistic company, what is the turnover? So you need to have a great level of detailing in your niche. Otherwise, you will be creating a lot of content, but it will not reach to your right target audience. So when I say niche finding is at a very, very micro level and not at a macro level. So you need to find out that I'm going to target SMEs from a ticket size who's doing a turnover of let's say 100 crore from a logistic. As simple as when you make
Correct.
this kind of detailing in niche, you are crisp and clear that hey, I am targeting a very, very niche segment here and I'm going to succeed in this. So this is a very, very crucial stage that how to find your niche is very important. This is a framework you should always follow. Talent, passion, market, intersection.
Correct.
This is the area, guys. This is
Yeah.
your niche.
Even
Simple.
the customer also, they also look for like any speciality in the market. Like they do not look for only marketer can help me out, right? They want like the marketer who have worked in my industry, that person can be helpful for me, right? They also looking for some expert kind of thing,
Absolutely.
specialty to their
Absolutely, Sagar.
their
So what
industry.
happens is if you see these days, client will also ask a lot of questions to you, whether like if you are doing a B2B marketing for let's say an HR company, they will definitely ask you that have you done any projects on the HR industry before? So
Exactly.
yes, but what happen is let's say for example if you have not done any projects with the HR company, so that doesn't mean that you're not going to uh, get that project. So that's a negotiation stage. We're also going to discuss that how to actually enter into a virgin market for you, because sometimes if you're not experienced, client might not be able to crack a deal with you. So how to actually negotiate on that for front as well, we are going to see this. So if we are
Sure.
clear on this, if you have any questions on this, you can always throw me up, or if you want, we
Sure,
can
sure.
just
That's very clear. Like niche part is very clear.
absolutely. So let's look into, because I normally do a lot of mind map stuff because that's where I am able to explain myself better and able to resonate with people. So what happen is
Yeah.
let's not understand in B2B lead generation, we need to unlock certain things. If you're not able to unlock few things, we will not be in a right position to market ourselves. If you understand first, let's define that what is a lead. See, I might be having 5,000 connection, 10,000 connection on LinkedIn or 1,000 connection on Instagram, whatever. These are your followers. People always go ahead and confuse themselves in the lead as in the follower. So if I go ahead and ask a lot of people that uh, what exactly the kind of followers you have on LinkedIn, and people try and say, hey, we have 10,000 followers. If you are going to run any offer, we will definitely get few customers out of that. And I always say that B2B sale doesn't happen like that. To be honest, they are your followers. They are not leads, right? They must be following you for certain reason, but definitely for n number of others, they want to read your content, or they just marry your friends, or they just want to have a marketing insights from you. They are just your followers, they are not your leads. Many people actually go ahead and make a mistake here, that they say that if I have a 5,000 or a 10,000 follower on LinkedIn, I will be getting good number of leads. So that's one perception which I'm going to say, that they are only your followers, they are not leads. This is the
Yes.
myth people want to break at the initial level. So this is one thing. However, we need to also define ourselves, that what exactly the lead is. If I look at a prima facie, if I run any campaigns, I normally capture the first level of information. And that first level of information could be of 4 or 5 different information. But the basic information that normally any lead should provide you if you're running a campaign is the name, phone number, and email address. Sometimes they might not be ready to share their phone numbers, because they might be thinking that okay, you'll be calling them, sending them WhatsApp messages, all that. So they normally share their name and email address to give you a lot of quotations. But if a good qualified lead, if you have to ask me, a good qualified lead have few more information, but a preliminary is name, phone number, email address. That's the basic information that I should need to take it to a next level, to nurture them, to find out that how things are going to happen with you. I will also give you a kind of an example that what I exactly follow, so that people will understand that what is the lead profiling means. Because once you receive this lead, you need to do a lead profiling. Correct? In the lead profiling, you ask few more questions, but it's always a two-step process. So first, in the B2B, if you're going to ask, let's say 7 8 questions, let's say what is your name, phone number, email address, what's your company, what's your budget, and all these things, if you ask in a first lead form, the number of leads will actually be less. If let's say 100 people are coming onto your landing page and you are capturing that information, if you ask more than 5 questions, the study shows that your lead percentage drops by 50%, almost 50%. That's a huge chunk.
Yes.
So in a
Yes.
lead form, should not be asking more than 3 to 4
What?
boxes. Not at all a good advice to have like 6 7 fields over there.
I mean, like
That's
email is enough. Like we can start like once we get email and we can start mailing them. That's
right.
what we
So
can.
I can give you a quick example that what exactly I follow. Are you able to see my screen yet?
Yeah, yeah.
Wonderful. So this is one of the company that I have formed recently. And if you look at this form, we have just come up with one landing page, and we are in the process of actually making the other pages as well. But let's say someone lands on this, what we do is he needs to fill out these forms. These are the basic information that I take from them: this name, phone number, and email address. Right? Once they fill this information, an automation happens. And what we ask is, we ask a step by step information. If you read it, and we use certain tools. So one of them tool that we use is Typeform, to actually grab a lot of attention. So if I have to go ahead and start over this, see, if you see this form right now, basically it is helping you to capture a lot of information, but a user will never feel that he is actually giving you all this information. So if you have to say, what's your name? I said Mayur. Then look, the personalization says, hey Mayur, your company name. That means the Typeform as a tool actually giving me an opportunity to personalize the communication now. Right? So when I
It is
say
talking
what's
to you like directly.
yes. So what has happened over these period of time is now B2B has started becoming a conversational marketing rather than a market qualified lead. So you have to talk to your customer to get the vital information out, so that you can go ahead and pitch them the right product or your service. So when I say what's your company name, I said Lead Flux, and it says okay. Then it asks me for information. I'm just going to type this. I'm just going to say, now it is asking me again. And see, if you just try and understand what we are doing, we're actually unfolding the layers of the lead profiling. right? So basically, you generate a lead and then you send this form to make them a market qualified or a sales qualified lead. So basically, it's a profiling thing. Now, from here onwards, since the information that you're asking coming one by one, the customer is also like engaging with you. He's engaging with you, talking to you through these forms and all these things. When I say I come from a professional services, then I actually pull down to one more level, that how many leads do you need a month? I said like 50 leads. Then if I say what is your budget, then I said my budget is around about 25 40K. And then I say submit. So what happened is, in this entire journey, I
Mhm.
have captured very vital information from a lead. So this is basically a two-stage of lead generation where I ask a basic information and then automation happens and send them an email asking all the relevant questions. And it happens as if I'm talking to them. It's a very conversational way it is happening. I'm not throwing them a form or saying, hey, go and fill this. No, that's not going to work in this era right now. So this is where some of the information that gets captured, we need to have in a different way. Again, coming back to a very fundamental question is that why do you need, at what is the level or what is that particular area when you want to generate the lead in especially in B2B space, because we are talking a lot of B2B. So what happens, Sagar, is um, there is inversely proportional. So the product price is inversely proportional to lead generation. So let's say, for example, I am selling my info course, or you are selling one of your info course or something like that. If that price bracket is, let's say, below $100, then you might not be able to don't want to generate a lead, because you'll create a lead or you'll create a landing page. We are going to tell all the benefits, social proof, all these information related, and if the person is convinced, he's going to buy that product, right? So in that particular place, you might not be able to generate leads, and it is a direct selling model in B2B space as well, because you're selling this info course to some of your students. Again, that's again a B2B kind of a selling. However, when the product price or a service price increases, then you have to go ahead and generate the leads. So this is pure inversely proportional. As the price is low, you want to generate leads. If your price is going high, you have to generate leads. In the modern era, the marketing has actually changed. Marketing has now, if you look at the traditional marketing, you'll find product, promotion, place, and platform. These are the very basic information that in like four P's of marketing you will be focusing. But in the B2B marketing, and especially in a digital marketing, you need to understand one thing. You need to create everything that revolves around people. So you need to have right people to sell. If you are selling something which is not your target audience, it's not going to work. So in modern era, if you look at a B2B marketing, especially in the digital form, you need to concentrate on people, product, place, promotion, and platform. This is very, very important. The reason why I say these are important, for me, platform is the most important thing. So if I am a B2B marketer, and if I go ahead and do a lot of marketing on Instagram, honestly, it's not going to work, because average age of an Instagram profile is 23-year-old. Then imagine they're not the decision makers today. And
Definitely.
I don't go ahead on Instagram and find out business information. I go on Instagram because I just want to have a kind of an information about what's my friend is doing, what's happening in the industry, and all these things. But when I go to platform like LinkedIn, that's where your go-to platform for any B2B lead generation is LinkedIn. So what happens is, when you go on LinkedIn, your mind understands that here is the world's top decision makers are. And if you are here, that means you are seriously looking for business. You're not going to spend your time just because you do not have enough work to do that day. You go on LinkedIn and you have a complete mindset of getting attention to your buyers. That's very important. So in a B2B marketing, what I see is platform and people. These are the two very, very fundamental thing that needs to be taken care, because if you're on the right platform, but not talking to the right people, but if you're on a right platform, you're not having the right content floating, then things are not going to fall in place with you. So again, point is, how are you communicating and where are you actually talking to them? That's the basic information, right? Do we have any questions till now, or are we going to take this question at the end? Do we have?
At the end, we can.
Okay, that's great. That's great. In B2B marketing, there are two types of funnels. So basically, there is a traditional funnel. From an awareness stage, you take into a lot of contacts, and then you engage with them, and then you go ahead and pitch them, then negotiate them, and then deal happens. So what happened in the traditional funnel model is basically, after you convert them into your contacts, it's like end of the story. And this is where biggest disconnect is happening, because if I become your customer, or let's say someone is becoming my customer, if I'm able to crack a deal, what's next is missing in the traditional funnel. And that's where actually HubSpot, which is a leading CRM in the market, it's
Mhm.
like it's been tool that I have been using from almost 7 years, and HubSpot is the kind of one CRM tool that all of my customers get when they sign up with us, because we have been using LinkedIn as well as HubSpot as an integration from a long period of time. So when someone comes to us, we actually use our flywheel model. The reason why I say flywheel model is basically flywheel where customer is a center of everything. Whatever you do for to attract them, whatever to do to engage them, and after engaging, you turn them into a customer, and then it becomes a delight mode. So everything that falls around this. However, I follow a very simple principle in B2B. I normally create three bridges, which is very important. See, normally what happens is B2B marketing can be anything but straight, because average B2B deal, if you want to say that from a lead generation to happening sales happening, it might take 3 months, 6 months, and sometimes institutional sales take like 12 months, because the
1 year
ticket
more.
size,
Yeah, is more.
yeah,
Yeah.
because the absolutely, because the ticket size is bigger. You have a lot of let's say vital things to
Approval process. Yeah, approval process. Like the people in the like hierarchy, you have to take approval from those people. That also matter
right, right,
in taking
right.
to institutional sales.
Absolutely. So I'll give you one example of let's say an ERP system. Let's say, for example, if I am the IT manager or a delivery manager of an any company who is looking forward to an implement an ERP in the system, or let's say we either we don't have any ERP, or let's say, for example, if we do not like the existing system and want to move to someone else. So what happens in an ERP domain is, uh, let's say I decide that yes, I want to go to an ERP platform, but the company which I'm talking to, they come up with all the different questions, that whether I have an IT infrastructure, what is the kind of budget I have, how many licenses I need, do I need a mobile application, if I need an Android or if I need an iOS, do I need to deploy this entire ERP on a local server or some cloud platform, because there are so many things involved in any B2B sales or lead generation or user implementation. What happens is the process of happening everything becomes in a very smaller manner. And then even if a company says that yes, they want to go ahead and implement this new ERP, the real happening normally it takes around about 3 to 6 months, because they need to take care of a lot of other parameters, including pricing. Because the moment you add a lot of variables to your model, the pricing will go up. So let's say, for example, if I say yes, I need a mobile application for all my users, whether do I need an Android or I need an iOS, or do I need a both? Because if I say both, the cost will be double. If I say only Android application, cost will be 60% more than whatever the solution. So there are so many things involved. So I normally come up with the strategies to build three bridges, which is very important in any B2B. See, first of all, you need to make sure that the person gets the, I should say, real information about you. They should be getting a real information, and that's where you are bridging your gap. of awareness, that someone not at all aware about you, how you are actually creating the content to make them aware. And the I should say a centrifugal force is talk about their problems, talk about what is the problem they are facing, why they are facing, do they have any solution for that. So if you talk a lot of problems and try and tell them that, hey, this is the problem, here is where your profits are going, here is where why you're not able to make the profits, that is where they are going to come up with the kind of problem. They might be knowing that, but nobody is giving them an understanding to realize them. And that's where this is a very fundamental bridge that you need to make. Moment you make that bridge, and that customer, or I should say a traffic, lands on your website, they're aware about their problem. Now it's your role to go ahead and bridge the gap with the engagement. Give them some kind of checklist, give them some kind of tools to find out that if they are facing this problem, what can be the possible solution. This is very important, because if you only talk about problem but don't go ahead and give any kind of solutions, then it's just a mere blog for you. It will not be a lead generation machine for you. So what we are actually discussing right now is turning your traffic into a lead generation machine. So send them some white papers, ask them to download these white paper. In exchange, you can go ahead and ask their email address, phone numbers. That's a pure, I should say, a lead funnel,
Lead
right from
generation, yeah, yeah.
yes. So you're making sure that you're giving information, but a reciprocal is happening. Because if you're not doing that reciprocal, you're actually losing the kind of leads which you should not be. Because ultimately, you need leads to go ahead and give it to your salespeople. So from awareness, how you are engaging with them, give them a lot of facts, solutions that you can provide. Now the next thing is, if you're giving all this information, now the next step you need to build is trust. I'm sure everybody has seen this new the web series which is happening, or which is creating a buzz across a lot of web, is basically the 1992 scam, right? If you look at the one
Yes.
dialogue in that, it says, what is that most precious thing that I look for before doing a business? And that is trust. There is no trust, there is no business. How you are
Yes.
going to build that trust in your customer's mind is really, really important. What could be the right way to build a trust? There could be case studies. If you have a right case study for them, show them the case studies, show them the numbers. You can always go ahead and show them the customer testimonials, because these are all the contents. And these days, what is happening?
Testimonial is like,
When you're creating a lot of customer testimonials, create a video testimonial. Don't go ahead and ask them, sir, can
yes.
you fill the form, or can you go ahead and fill that
Fill the form like
information on.
anybody can just edit and something. Yeah. But when you do video
Absolutely.
testimony, it is a more trustworthy thing.
Yes. So, and these days, everybody has a smartphone which has a very good camera, and they can go ahead and speak for 30 seconds or 45 seconds. Even 30 seconds or a 45 second of a customer's word is actually a great point to build that trust in your lead, that, hey, I'm talking to someone who know their work well. So that's where I always do this thing for them. I create an awareness stage, engagement stage, and trust. The moment I am able to create the trust in my customer's mind, my sales is going to be simple. I'm not going to say everybody is going to do business with you if you are able to build a trust, because there are n number of factors which going to come in the negotiation stage. But if you're able to build a trust, then now you are in the driving seat. Now you are actually driving this entire communication, which has happened to me almost every point of time when I go ahead and pitch to my clients, that if I'm able to build a trust, I am able to get the deal faster. And one key hack, which let me just go ahead and tell you, in past 1 year, I have not gone ahead and sent any detailed 10 pages, 15 pages, 20 pages proposal to my client. No, that's a big no from my side. Now you will be asking that, how am I going to propose to the client that what is the solution you have?
Yes,
This
you
is
should send standard like the long email kind of thing.
So normally what I
Email
follow,
also.
so
Mhm.
people can find out, what exactly working in this, in their domain. But what I have been doing to first level of understanding, I don't say that we can replace the contract copies with something else, because that needs to be thoroughly drafted. But what I'm saying, how I have been pitching, is that I normally send them a one page mind map. That is where
So like this,
I'm
like this,
I can go and let me just
like this.
that's a great way. What I'm going to do is, let me just go ahead and share the um, recent one that I have actually proposed. Yeah. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen, Sagar? Sagar, can you see my screen?
Yeah, perfect.
Right. So
Done, done.
this is the recent pitch that I made. If you look at this, is I have actually pitched the client that in the project, what we are going to do. So we are going to do a lot of LinkedIn, we are going to do a lot of email marketing, we are going to do a lot of consulting. All these things is happening. What we are going to do, how we are going to do, what are the main points of this. If you're doing in email marketing, how things is going to fall in place. If you're doing in consulting, what is the, even I'm also putting them kind of figures in terms of what is the cost. I'm also giving them how is the working model is going to happen. So if they see this, they are going to understand that, hey, how this entire engagement is going to be in the one snapshot, in one page. I'm able to pitch everything to my client and they don't have to scroll the pages. This is a pure page. This is the kind of secret tool as a mind map I have been using. I don't know how many of actually ever thought of using mind map as a proposal document, but I have been doing
So
this
what is the
from
tool you use? Sorry for the interruption. What is the tool you use for the mind map? Can you help like so
yes.
that
So
the audience can take benefit of
I use a tool, MindNode. I use a
mind
tool
node?
Mind.
Yeah.
MindNode
Okay.
is I've used various tools, but I find MindNode is pretty easy to use. So there is I can go
Pretty,
ahead and
yeah.
create mind maps with amazing ease, and they also have a mobile version, so I can go ahead and use that on mobile as well.
Great.
So I have been using many such tools, but the reason why I'm showing this secret hat, because in B2B what happens is no one wants to read pages just to understand that what they are going to do for us. People, how I have actually had more than 100 reviews from a lot of B2B decision makers. And what happened in this, I always ask them, sir, how do you go ahead and take a decision that how this company's it will be like a deal will be profitable for you? And they say that I normally go to the last page of the proposal and find out that how much they are quoting. If it is actually under my budget, I'm going to read the entire proposal. Otherwise, I'm going to scrap it. And this actually made me realize that if you are putting so much effort in every single thing, if a client says that I read only the pricing part and then I'm going to decide that whether do I have to work with them or not, I think it's a very lame way of taking the decision. And I also not blame these decision makers because they also have like 10 proposals to read. But if we are able to shift ourselves, yeah, Sagar, you're saying something?
Yeah, like they don't have time. Like they have very limited amount.
Correct, correct. So that's where
Find the
things are
right
pretty sorted
way
with.
and shortcut way.
Correct, correct. So one page, it's a pure plan. It's a strategy I'm sharing with them, and I have absolute no fear. There are a lot of marketers who actually fear that if I'm going to tell them the strategy, they might be go ahead and execute by themselves. I am absolutely in a clear mind that if they know that how to execute the strategy, they can go ahead and do that. But just mind map will not actually give them how to execute the strategies. So I'm giving him a blueprint of the strategies, but execution is the key. I'm sure that people will not be able to execute what I thought of. So that's where I'm very much comfortable in sharing all the strategy, even though they are not my client. because it has actually created again trust, that the client also think that if a person is actually so clear and giving all the information at a proposal stage, that means I can trust this person. Or otherwise,
Yeah, giving upfront value is like everything in the business.
yes, absolutely, absolutely. And I normally share all these things. So this is where the things have been clear. So again, as I told you, I need to make in three bridges: awareness, engagement, trust. If anybody in the B2B business able to bring that bridge, that three things, the deal is yours, guys. Deal is yours. What I'm going to share is I'm going to share three case studies, which is for me, one of, and a couple of my clients as well. Not two of my clients. One of my client, one of his the kind of student who attends my uh, session on every Sunday. I normally take LinkedIn lead generation masterclass. One of the case study was TCB, which is the Coding Buddha. This is an IT company from Ahmedabad. They actually have a 7 year old legacy that they have been doing a lot of IT projects from Upwork and Olans and all these freelancing sites. And since they now feel a stagnancy in the business because there is a limitation of these freelancing platforms to give you the kind of revenue. So now what they're eyeing is they can get a direct clients rather than getting through these Olans, and because they have a very limited ticket size over there. And that's where when they got in touch with me, that again it has actually happened through LinkedIn. They reached out to me on LinkedIn saying, hey, we are looking forward to someone who can help us in the marketing stint. I said, let's go ahead and ask them. So they had the old brand name called Overseas IT Solution, and from there we actually took a risk of revamping their entire online presence and asking them, sir, your overseas IT solution is not going to work if you are looking forward to a, I should say, a global exposure. And we took a risk that we need to rebrand yourself into another company which have a global appeal. And that's why all of us sat with the founders, co-founders, and we come up with a brand name called The Coding Buddha. And now the website is also live, called as thecodingbuddha.com. From there, we took almost 2 months to go ahead and create the entire online presence for them. This month, when we started the actual marketing on outreach programs on LinkedIn, creating a lot of blogs, in first 15 days, they are able to crack two big deals, and the average ticket size was the development was $50,000, and they cracked a very big contract from a Norway-based environmental IT company. That's phenomenal, because if you're able to get overseas projects in just 3 months, when you rebranded yourself, all your marketing expenditures are covered, you are in a profit all of a sudden. That's commendable. So this is the power of LinkedIn, because we ran an entire outreach program for them on LinkedIn. Second case study, which is like it's a CA, or it's a GST compliant from Kolkata. He attended my LinkedIn webinar, and he started implementing all the strategies. What happened is, in just 15 days, his LinkedIn profile has started to perform, and he got an inquiry from an Atal Innovation Mission Center. See, Atal Innovation Mission is an subsidiary of Startup India, which has been run by
Yeah,
Government of India.
Robert of India.
And what they have is Atal Innovation Mission has a incubation center across India. So let's say, for example, in Kolkata there is one incubation center. In Mumbai they have one incubation center. In Gujarat, in Gandhinagar, they have one incubation center, and they actually run these incubation center as a full-fledged corporate company. So you have a CEO, and what happen is, under these they incubate startups to go ahead and fund them, give them all kinds of support to make them profitable. So this GST compliant actually got an inquiry from an Kolkata Innovation Mission Center saying, hey, we are looking forward to a GST compliant who can help startups in doing a lot of GST stuff, because now they are in the pitch mode and they have to also formulate their revenue in such a way. So he cracked a deal. So now all of a sudden, if you see, LinkedIn is also working in a government sector. That actually
Yeah,
a news for me as
good.
well. because I never
Like people
expected
like,
that LinkedIn
yeah,
is going to get deal from them,
correct.
right? So these are the two classic case studies which I can share. One is definitely an outreach program. Second is a content which is one of my student. I will also share one case study that how actually I have been doing a lot of lead generation through my LinkedIn only. Right? There are other methods that we use, but what happens is we also run various campaigns or kind of I should say inbound marketing through my content. So what has happened is in the month of September, I was running a campaign where I was selling my uh, mind map. Basically, I have an entire mind map to run an LinkedIn outreach program and inbound strategies and all that. It's a very comprehensive mind map. So I was selling a mind map at a cost of I think 277. The normal cost of the mind map is 999, but in an offer I was selling at a 277. There was a client who actually purchased that mind map because one fine day I woke up and I find out okay there was one transaction happened. I was not promoting that time because my promotion was happening I think from Monday, and this message reached to me on Saturday. So I just put it on my LinkedIn feature section. She purchased it. She liked so much. She actually used that mind map for first month to find out whether it is working or not. She actually went ahead and messaged me that hey, your mind map is actually helping me a lot. 2 months down the line, she is my retainer client now. So look at the understand of funnel that I am able to create from a info course. That was not even an info course. That was just a mind map. She used that mind map. She realized that okay, this strategy is actually working, and if she needs to go ahead and scale this entire, she will definitely need my consulting in that. So she actually signed up with me as a retainer client. So these are the three examples that I have given to you as success stories, that how various ways LinkedIn can generate success stories for you as well. I will go ahead and
Yes.
put a um, uh, let's say comment in the comment box. You can go ahead and also go ahead and join my LinkedIn course, which is happening free of cost. I don't charge anything. It happens on every Sunday, 11 a.m. That's LinkedIn Lead Generation Masterclass, where I actually teach the strategies I use. I don't go ahead and say that use this, use that. I actually give my pure strategies, which is the strategy which I am implementing. So I'll go ahead and put a URL in the comment section, which is mayurvyas.com. I think
Uh,
that's now. These are the basic information that I've shared. Sagar, we can now take a lot of questions around if
this
we
is
have it.
your link, right? This is your link.
Let me go ahead and check that. First, let me just stop
Just
sharing my screen. And yes,
you
it's
can see that.
mayurvyas.com. Yes, it's mayurvyas.com.
Perfect. So this is the link here. You can go through it and
Right.
have like you can join the free master class that has
And it is
with
happening on every
Mayur
Monday. Every Sunday I take this.
Monday.
So
Hmm.
without fail.
Okay, great. So
Right.
that was a great session, Mayur, like from starting from like the lead generation, then flywheel model, and the case study you have shared, like that was like the Buddha, like the coding Buddha was like the
Yes.
game changer case study,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And
And we
about the
actually
like,
take a risk. We actually take a very big risk on that.
yeah, like that was like changing companies' product is completely like different. And such a higher stage, right? That is a
Right. Right.
very risk. Like the more you take risk, then the more output, the more result you get, right?
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
the like the and about the mind perspective, like people think like, okay, government will not work in LinkedIn sector. That is what you have also proved. So you have like cleared, completely unlocked the like the secrets behind LinkedIn marketing. That's great, awesome. And so what is the first step if someone wanted to like grow? Like, is there any paid ads is working, or like something what paid or organic? What the way you want to recommend to you people? Like in the Facebook, what happens? people are running behind paid ads for scaling up the business and something like that, right? But what do you suggest? LinkedIn has a growth, organic growth, or we have to use ad also?
So it depends. So I normally recommend right now LinkedIn is at a stage where you get a maximum of organic reach. So at this stage, I won't recommend to go ahead and run LinkedIn ads directly. Yes, LinkedIn ads do work, but since you are in a B2B space, the cost of acquisition might be higher sometimes. So what I normally teach is first let's start with an organic, because something which is free of cost is definitely you're saving the revenues for the bad days as well. So LinkedIn right now is having an amazing organic reach, especially on LinkedIn profiles rather than on company pages or groups. You should be actually optimizing your LinkedIn profile in such a way and creating content in such a way that you can go ahead reach out to the right target audience. So for me right now in 2020 or even in 2021, LinkedIn organic is the best strategy.
Okay, that is great.
Right.
Uh, so great, Mayut, and I think we have some extra time, taken some extra time for audience.
Yeah, that
This was a completely power pack section, and you have shared lots of knowledge. If somebody will go and implement this strategy, definitely they will get success in terms of B2B, right?
absolutely.
So, like, good luck, and I'll again share your link with the audience. So this is like joining the master class www.mayurvyas.com, right? So you
Yes,
can go and join the free master class where you can learn more about LinkedIn marketing and about how you can generate more and more leads and grow your business in the B2B. So thank you so much for your precious time, Mayur. It is a great pleasure to have you in our show.
thanks for having me, and I had wonderful time in the show.
Thank you so much. We'll see you again.
Sure. Bye bye, Sagar. Bye all.
Bye.